Hello, how do you analyze stock for swing trading if you are using long uptrend long swing trading strategy? It is the end of the market close. So when the market close at the end of the day or early in the morning, it's good you analyze stocks in your watch list. And that will include the stocks that you purchase, you have in your portfolio, and stocks that you have not purchased yet. We have an example here. We are going to analyze some of our stocks on our watch list, and the one that are highlighted are the one we already have in our portfolio, and the one that are not highlighted are the one that we are going to be looking for to see when is the right time to buy them. So we are going to use long up to long swing trading strategy, or have that in mind when we are analyzing our stocks. So we have large cap upward stocks, and the first one we are going to analyze is NDAQ. So NDAQ, we have our purple lines. They are the lines that we are targeting to buy at. They are the trend line, the upper trend line, the long up trend lines or support lines that we like to buy at. And we are going to compare where the price is right now to those lines. As a swing trader, you can analyze your chart on a daily chart, and you can use maximum daily chart or 1 year daily chart. So today we are analyzing the chart for to see what happened in the market for our stocks that we have on our watch list for January 29, 2025, to see if we can find some stock that we will purchase the next day when the market open, the 30th of January. So NDAQ went up today. So the green bars are the bars that the price went up that day, meaning the price at the end of the day was higher than the price in the morning when the market opened. The next one we are going to analyze is NVDA, and the red bar means the price in the evening was lower than the price in the morning when the markets open. So NVDA, we purchased it and we have not sold it yet. It's on a portfolio, and the price today the price went down. So from maximum daily chart, we can see the trend lines that we like to buy at. We are going to move to daily chart, 1 year daily chart, to see a little bit closer. The arrows on the chart just shows you where we purchased them. When the arrow is below the price bar, and the arrows on the top above the price bar show where we sold it. And every single bar is a daily price bar, because we are analyzing the chart on a daily chart, and every single bar just show you the fluctuation of the price during the day. So as you see the closing price in red, yeah, that just means the price dropped that day, and that is the red bar. But we bought it last on this trend line. It went up a little bit, pull back, went up, reached a new high, pull back, went up, and pull back on us. So this is an interesting one, in the sense that when we purchase it, it went up a little bit, but at some point here we have 900 unrealized gain in it, or profit in it, and I was aiming 10% return, and at that point it was like 9%, and then it reached a new high, and that day it was about 700 profit in it for us. And as I was aiming 10% return, it pulled back, and I was asking myself if I need to sell it or not, because I didn't think that I would reach a high point that quickly from where I bought it. I was expecting it will take a little bit longer, But while I was debating without taking any action, it dropped, went back up, and around here was probably $400 or so, and then just dropped from there down. So and I will say it dropped to this trend line, but technically it's a little bit below it. And yeah, we'll just keep observing it. And I was even thinking about buying a little bit more again, because here is the strategy that I'm thinking. One, I bought it on this trend line, which is a short trend line, is August trend line. Therefore, this trend line ended when the price went below it. So this is the next trend line, a long trend line that we like to buy as well. And at this point, it fell back to it. In fact, pulled below it. And if we see, and this pullback here is a little bit higher than this pullback. If we are putting our mouse at the bottom of that bar, is a little bit higher than this. So we have a higher low somewhere here. But then we don't know if this pullback is enough or if it's going to pull back tomorrow or not. So if tomorrow we have a green bar, we could try to buy it without even, usually we tend to have more confirmation than just one higher low before we enter the trade. And I'm thinking that there is a possibility that it could try to pull back again, because we do have those mountains here that it could try to use as a support, because those mountains top here coincide with this support line. It could try to pull back to it and not quite respecting this trend line. We don't know, but it did touch base with this trend line here and probably where it originated from as well. So there is a chance that it's going to be around this trend line here. We can wait for one more higher low, and then we can buy some if we want to buy. But I just feel like at this level though, it will be pretty much the valley of the mountain that we will get in. So we might buy some more, which I usually don't do, but it depends on the stocks. You can, make your own rules with it. But yeah, this is the scenario. I just like to share that with you. And the lesson that we can all learn from here is set your different parameters to guide you on when you want to enter a trade and when you want to exit. But just keep in mind that those are default or general guidelines that you are setting, and it may not, every single one of the stocks on your portfolio may not meet those guidelines or may not abide by it. Therefore, you will have to customize, adjust, being flexible to adjust your strategy to mold it around the stocks you are trading. And targeting 10% return before I exit is a little bit high, depending on where I enter the trade. So maybe in this course I entered it high enough that but technically it did reach that 10%, though I just didn't catch it on time that day. It pulled back that day before, so it could have flooded with that $1,000 or less, but but it was 10%. So but 9% was okay. That's my point. If you set 10% return and you have 9%, and then you think that 9%, if you're not careful, you could lose it, it's okay to sell it, to just lock it in. So 900 I didn't take it, 400 I didn't take it, and when it went down here, it was like 1,500 negative in the account, from 900 to 300 to negative 200 at some point to 400 at some point to 50. Like Friday it was 400 positive, and Monday it became 1,500 negative, and Tuesday it was 700 negative, and I don't know what it is today. But just to share with you that that's how those stocks fluctuate. it's good to start with a good stocks in your watch list, so that when it's doing that, you do not panic. So it is in there in our portfolio. It is negative. It's going to be there until it becomes positive, because again, I don't know much about the company. I'm sure people that don't even trade and know way more about it than I do, but I just know that based on the criteria that I used to select it, it's going to be around for a while. Therefore, I'm not worried about it. If I purchase it and it is negative in my portfolio, it's a temporary thing. It just requires patience. I'm not going to sell it at a loss. So, but again, it gives us an opportunity to learn about what we are doing and keep improving it. So the next one we are going to see is NVR. So NVR, we purchased it in 2024 using short option and swing trading strategy, and we purchased it. It went up a little bit and pull back from there. So I'm on a max 1 year daily chart here. So let's go back to maximum daily chart, and next time we will buy it, I have some trend lines here that I would prefer to wait for that to fall back on before I purchase. Right now though, after it reached that high, it pulled back and is around this area resting, using this zone area to pause. I don't know if it's going to go back down or if it's going to rest well enough, because there is a resistance line here and a support line somewhere here. So I don't know if it's going to try to rest there or pull back to this trend line before going up, but it did cross this trend line and went below it. So, but again, we have in our portfolio for a while now, since we're October. The date is at the bottom of the chart and the price is on the wide side of the chart, the wide axis. So the next one is ORLY. ORLY, we have, okay, so we have our trend lines that we like to buy at, but right now it's going up. It's following this trend line and is going up. So, and today the price went up. In fact, today it reached a new high, or during the week it reached a new high. Yeah, it is today that we have it there. So in fact, this trend line ended there, another one started here. We have higher lows here. It's now ready to go down yet. So the next one is PCAR, and PCAR we purchased it last year as well, around the peak of the mountain, and we can see it just look like this mountain here. We purchased it at the peak of it and it pulled back to it, went up, pulled back a little bit, to use this area as a support line, and it's right there. So let's zoom a little bit to see what is going on. So yeah, it pulled back and start going up from there. So the next one is PG. So PG, well, when you're analyzing your stocks, you might want to pay attention to the chart. Every single one of them will have kind of unique chart patterns that it will be good to familiarize yourself with it, to see if it, if there is kind of pattern, repetitive pattern trait in it. So we don't know, and that's why I think having a watch list of stocks that you curate maybe few times a year until you find a certain number of list of stocks that you like, and they become your watch list that you just analyze daily, and that way you just get yourself familiarized with those stocks. There is so many stocks on the stock market. It's okay, you don't need to trade every single one of them. Put in the time to handpick a certain number that you are going to have on your watch list, and just keep analyzing them and get yourself familiarized with them. So we have our large cap, upward large cap, and I think we started with about 200 or so and narrow it down to about 100 or so, and we create our watch list of those, of 79 of them on our watch list currently that we analyze on a daily basis. But this time we are just going to do a portion of it in this video. But again, if you wanted to see how we create our watch list, we do have videos on those. So please check the playlist related to how you can create your own stock watch list for swing trading in the description of the video. So PG, do you see the pattern? It makes some wide mountain. So the last time it touched base with this trend line is somewhere that we are not seeing on this. Am I on what? Yeah, I'm using maximum daily chart. So, and it's doing that. So when it touched base with it here, it was in 2022, and it has not touched base with it yet. And even here, it made quite a bit of wide mountain here, and seems to repeat about the same here as well. So with that in mind, we are waiting for it that when it touch base with this line and start going up, we'll be able to get in. Although it came all the way here and start going up, and this area support line coincide with the resistance line of those mountain, and I don't know if it's going to really touch base with it here. Although when we look at those support line, they could have coincided with previous resistance line as well. So there is still a possibility that it will come down to it, but we don't know. We are just keep observing it. The thing is, you don't need to buy anything when you are not sure, or you can just buy few shares if you want. Otherwise, just keep observing it. Every day the price will drop a puzzle piece to the main puzzle, and that will allow you to have a big picture of the pattern that the puzzle, the price is drawing. And you might trace more trend line, or you might decide to enter the trade at some point that you even decided to do before, because you are seeing more of the picture, more of the pattern, and you think, yeah, it will be okay for you to enter, or it will be okay for you not to enter, or it will be okay for you to sell, and so forth. So I don't really think there is like a, for me at least, I'm not using a sell rule formula, at least not at this point. I said some, but based on the experience that I'm discovering, I'm experiencing, I'm writing my own notes, which, you know, pretty much becomes my formulas, you know, things I should do. Just like the way I say 10% return and follow that and miss some profit that I could have locked in, and then I say, you know what, maybe I should have more gap. I should accept lower profit and put 5 to 10%, you know. So it is okay once you are doing it little by little, things you are experiencing based on this type of stocks you are analyzing. Even your interpretation of the chart will be different from somebody else or me. It is okay. Based on your interpretation, you might take some action to buy the stocks or to sell the stocks, or not doing anything, and it is okay. At least that's the way I view it. So for this one, we didn't do anything, and it seems to be going up from there, but we'll just keep observing it to see what it's going to do. So the next one is PJR. So PJR, we purchased a few days ago, and we have two trend lines that we like to buy at. So this is quite steep here, which could mean it is the upside of the mountain. You know, the mountain has two, I mean, on two-dimensional or one dimensional, you have the upside and the downside of it. So it seems like it is an upside of a mountain that will drop down at some point to here, but then that will be a big mountain here that I didn't really see a history of for the previous pattern. Therefore, I just feel like it just, climb up because it repeats the pattern of previous one along this uptrend as well. So for that reason, I just feel like, oh, maybe it just changed its course. It's not going to come back this low and just continue designing the same pattern along this one. But time will tell. It could just find a too steep and come down, we don't know. So based on that assumption that this could just be the new trend line for it, not like for the valley, not necessarily the upside of the mountain, but it could just be the new valley, and those will be just a single mountain. At that valley we enter it. So let's get a little bit closer, and as you can see, we were following it. It pulled back to it, pulled below a little bit, went up a little bit, pulled back, and we just got in. In fact, it was today that we purchased it. Yeah, today. So we purchased it at the first green bar that followed a pullback. So this pullback is higher than this pullback, which is higher than this pullback. So we have a higher lows here. We have 2 or 3. I'm using those red bar. Those are pullback, the days that the price drop. But every single day that the price drop was higher than the previous one, and so forth. So having few higher lows here, we enter it. It coincided with earning time though, but we didn't really take that into consideration. So we'll see how it performs. So now that we have it in our portfolio, we'll think about the exit plan. The exit plan is 5 to 10% profit, from how much we pay for it, or the next high point. Or if we think we bought it well at the valley, we could keep it longer, but I think the next high point will be a cue for us to get out, because when you reach a high, which is here, when you reach a new high, it does fall down a little bit. It didn't fall down too much here and went back up again. So I will prefer we keep it until we reach the next high point and we sell it. But again, we are just going to keep observing it to see what it's going to do. That's why we have the arrow there to show that, to signify that we bought it there. So if your platform that you are using to analyze your chart can allow you to put those arrows down, they won't disappear when you close the chart. Sometimes they can crowd your chart though, but at the same time they can be a reference for you without looking at your numbers to know that, oh, you bought it somewhere here, you sold it somewhere there, and so forth. So the next one is PH, and PH we purchased it in 2024 and the price drop. We have not sold it yet, so we have those two trend line to purchase it on next. But as you can see, a lot of arrows on it just tells you that in 2024 we truly quite a bit using short uptrend and swing trading strategy without waiting for it to fall back to a main trend line. We just follow it on a short trend lines and buying it and selling it after a few days or so if it continues to go up. But now that we want to use long trend line swing trading strategy, we like to wait for that to fall back to a main trend line, a long trend line by preference, before we buy. But again, we already have it in our portfolio. We are not buying more of it. We bought it there, it went up a little bit and pulled back on us to this trend line, went up and pulled back. So yeah, today the price dropped. So we are going to wait on it for a while for that to become positive before we sell it. So PHW. PHW, we have our two trend line that we like to buy at, and we can see the pattern, and it seems to be making the same pattern. So this is a good trend line that we will get in, and we notice that when it reached that new high, it dropped down quite a bit and start going up today. But we are going to see what it's going to do, because pretty much it's like it dropped down to this trend line, but not quite. So because it didn't touch base with it well, we are going to see if there is a resistant line that is there that it is using as a support line. So I'm watching that where it originated from. I cannot see it from here, but I know that, but I think it was touching base with that one or this one, I'm not sure. So if we put our mouse, no, hold on, maybe it was touching base with this one, but let's, yeah, it was touching base with this one. Was even, no, I think that'll be okay, because those two will be the 2 points that I use to trace it, so that'll be okay. And those lines, I tend to adjust them as well as you know, the price is progressing, because I think it used that area as a zone. It's not just a single line, but it used that area as a zone. It may not touch it, or it might go below it, or it might touch it. So at this point we can just say that it is right around that trend line, but I'm trying to see. And this trend line, it is a resist, it coincides with a resistant line as well. So it could be a strong support for it, for that to continue up from there. So when I have a higher low there, a green bar after a higher low, we might buy it. So we are just going to keep observing, and we need to have I will prefer to have few higher lows there to prove it to me that it's not going to continue going down, and then I will enter it. Okay, so the next one is ROL. No, ROL. So ROL, we have, sometimes I go cross the some price bar, if, because I think sometimes it goes below the trend line. So if the line that I'm tracing, where it originated from, it goes through some price bar, I'm fine with it. But it is not how it originated. It originated, you know, going below it, touching higher lows. So we like to buy at either one of those two trend lines, but right now is nowhere near it. It does make some wide chart here, and right now is going up. It's nowhere near ready to go down yet. We'll just keep observing it. So the next one is rose, and we purchased rose this year as well. So it does make some wide mountain here, and if we are looking at this mountain, I don't know, there is a chance that it could try to make a big one as well. So in that case, this area is just one side of the mountain, the upside of the mountain, and this valley that we bought it at is just the wall of this mountain here. So with that in mind, it'll be good we get in when we have a certain number of profits, because it could be making a wide, if it's making a wide mountain, once it's done with this upside of the mountain, it will start making the downside of it. So, and so it'll be good we do not prolong our stay in it too much. We could have entered the race a little bit to close to the peak of the mountain. So but that's something I had to keep in mind. But yeah, we purchased it, it went down and start going up from there. So we are just going to keep observing it to see. The next one is RPM, which we purchased in 2024 at the peak of the mountain. It does make some wide mountain. Took a while before it touched base here. No, in fact, it rested on it quite a bit there. But anyway, so and then it start claiming it here. So there is a chance that it could come down here. We are not sure, but it touched base with this though and start going up from there. But because we have some in our portfolio, we are not going to buy more. And today the price dropped, so it pulled back to this trend line and went up a little bit and pulled back. So we are just going to keep observing it. When it becomes positive, we will sell it. So the next one is RSG, which we purchased this year. We have 3 trend lines that we like to buy at. We see what kind of pattern it draw the previous years, and it touched base with this line from there to here. I don't know why I'm tracing everywhere on the chart. So and from here it touched base with this one and went up. So my analogy is when it's creating those trend line, when it's creating those pattern, there is this trend line that was a little bit above this one that it rested on along, and could be, you know, this could be one of those. If that's the case, I don't know if we enter at the right place, but again, it does not really make a huge mountain. Does that make sense? So if it will fall back from there, it might fall back to this one, but again, this one and this one, they are not too far from each other. So even if it fall back to here, we can still wait for that to go back up before we sell it. So, and it's just to see to you may sometimes it may not even be obvious to you that you are buying it at a higher level in the race, and as the price is moving, it might become obvious. And sometimes using maximum daily chart might be more helpful that to see it from farther. If you are using 1 year daily chart, you are using 1 year daily chart, you may not even know that you have one side of the mountain that this trend line is supporting. You know, it just look like this is the main mountain that is doing, and then we bought it at the trend line, which is a great place to enter. But then you go to maximum daily chart and you have a different picture here. The mountain started from here, plateau a little bit here. I mean, it's still going up, but it's not like sharp up around here. So there is a chance that it might decide to go back and do the other side of the mountain if this is one side of the mountain. So that is something I'm looking. Is it what side of the mountain the price is where I'm thinking about buying? So that, because the best way I like to buy is buy at a low trend line, rather the valley when it start going up, starting to climb the mountain. So the perfect area will be buying it around somewhere here to climb this mountain, or better yet, buying it around somewhere here that will climb this mountain, rather than buying it somewhere here. But again, when you are buying it somewhere here, you may not know how it's going to perform unless you are comparing it to the previous pattern and estimate that it's going to repeat the same pattern. So it's just by doing and to see if you'll be able to decipher what kind of pattern that particular stock has. So the next one is SO. So SO we like to buy at this trend line. We have 2 trend lines here, but right now is higher up, it's nowhere near it. So the next one is SPGI. If I Yeah. Look at all those lines, and it's not enough. It keep tracing it. I'm using my computer keyboard pad, and it's really sensitive to touch, and it can just be drawing all over the map. So SPGI, we like to buy, oh boy, seriously, we like to buy at this trend line. I think there was one below, I think, but right now is higher up. Following this trend line is not ready to come down yet. But you see, some pattern is kind of easy to see the pattern of the chart. It does make a big mountain. Therefore, it could well be making a big one here. So that means, like, if it's repeating the same type of pattern, there is a chance that it will come down to here, which will make it look big, like this one. Therefore, I prefer to wait to buy additional line than to catch the race there. In that case, this could be the upside wall of the mountain, you know, supporting that side of the mountain going to the peak. But again, that's just, I like to use those simple interpretation so that we can make it easy for us to understand. So the next one is SYK. SYK, we have those three lines to buy at, and we purchase it, let's see, we purchase it sometimes in November. It went up a little bit and the price dropped on us. So in November, the price dropped to this trend line and start going up from there, and we sold it maybe 2 days ago or so. We sold it there to lock in some profits. So maybe we sold it 3 days ago or so, but we have a high there, so it reached a high and we just sold it to lock in that profit. But again, we bought it using short option and swing trading strategy, and in 2024 we bought it again, and that trend line ended. It pulled back on us to this trend line and went up from there. It took us 3 months or so for holding it in our portfolio, and we sold it for the profit. So this concludes how you can analyze your chart using long option long swing trading strategy. So it's good to have, we talk about the green bar and the price bar, and you can analyze your chart on a daily chart to buy, to sell. You can use the daily chart. So it's good to take the time to, you know, to gather the stocks, to create your watch list. And for the time frame, you use daily chart. You use, for the type of chart, and for the time frame, you use maximum daily chart or 1 year daily chart. And it's good to find your entry point by tracing them. And we show on how we create our watch list. We show how we trace those trend line as well, and choose the one that you like to buy at, and you just wait for the price to do its own things. And when you come back to those trend line and start going up from there after a few higher lows, to ensure that the price is done going down, you can buy at the first or second green bar that follow a pullback. So just determine your entry point, know what side of the mountain you are getting in, and the best place to get in will be at the valley when it starts climbing up. That way you'll be in the race longer, making higher profits. That way you won't have to get out too quickly. Like it won't be a short trade, buy and sell, but you will be able to hold it longer, accumulating more profits in it. And once you bought it, you can start thinking about your exit plan. And I have 5% to 10% to a range for the profit, minimum profit targets, or the next high, because we are trading large cap, upward large cap, they do reach new high quite a bit frequently. Therefore, it is another parameter we set some roadblocks or some guidelines to guide us so that we can see which one, based on the stocks we are trading and based on where we enter the trade in the first place, which guideline should we go with. So it's okay to have different parameters to guide yourself so that you do not just focus on one and one only and miss locking in some profits, or take too low of a profit and get out too early. But it's just by practicing doing it, even that's just a little, even one share that you buy is okay as well. Just little by little, start small and practicing the strategy you are using and keep improving it and keep tailoring to match your risk tolerance level, your personality type, and just fine tune it to customize it to your liking. Thank you. We thank you very much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments. There is a video on realistic return that you can expect when you are for swing trading, when you are using long option and swing trading strategy, that I'm going to publish to explain how I decided that 10% might be too high if I enter the race closer to the tip of the mountain, that maybe 5% range to 10% might be a good estimate. So that video will be in the playlist as well, and probably a new playlist of where we can gather our earning, swing trading earning. So the playlist is not here yet, but I think I will add a new playlist for that. But will you please check the description for those swing trading playlists for tips that that you found interesting, that you like to watch a video related to. We thank you very much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your comments. We thank you very much, you all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and ninasub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Thank you.